Staying with insecurity matters, barely 24 hours after suspected terrorists blocked Sokoto Gusau Road and abducted more than 50 wedding guests at Dogon Awo in Tureta local government area, the military embarked on a clearance operation against terrorists, bandits, cattle rustlers, and other criminal elements in the area. Sources in Tureta community told TVC News that the military recovered over 2,000 cattle and other livestock during the operation in the area. According to them, several terrorists were injured and others were said to have allegedly been killed. Another source within the community told TVC News that the bandits suffered heavy casualties during the military operation. Let's stay with insecurity matter for a moment and discuss the incessant kidnapping across the country. CEO Security Watch Africa, Patrick Agbambo, joins me from Abuja via Zoom. Thank you so much for joining us on the Midday News. It does appear that the issue of banditry, kidnapping, etc., it continues to ravage the country, and it does appear that it's not going to end anytime soon. What has been your reading of this phenomenon?
It's quite disturbing because across the country, kidnappings are going on unabated, and people are worried. It's very, very disturbing because nobody feels safe. People are worried, even on the road, even at home and communities. So it's not a good phenomenon. It's something that we actually need to get rid of in our society. But sadly, it's difficult, and it will be difficult to get rid of kidnapping in our society as it is today, because it's a low risk, high profit business, and until the suspects, the criminals, find other business they go into, I think it's the realities are to be with us. But the security agencies must, I repeat, must up their game, because the gains of some years ago, 2 years or some months ago, we have lost it again with the reinsurgence of kidnapping and banditry. And so it's quite very disturbing.
Well, the president actually confessed, saying that he's always having nightmares, so just so to speak, about these insecurity issues, because it does appear, shows Nigerians that he's also worried, being the chief security officer of the country, someone who is in charge of the armed forces and all that. So if that kind of mindset, that kind of word is coming from the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, does that say to us that the country or the current security apparatus that we have might not be able to handle this thing and bring it to a standstill?
Yeah, just like Mr. President is having nightmare, so many Nigerians are also having nightmare. And yes, the primary responsibility of government is the protection of the lives of citizens. So yes, it's right for him to have nightmare until average Nigerians feel safe. That is the truth. But to answer your question directly, I will tell you that just like I said earlier now, the reality is here with us. The president is only trying to be truthful. He doesn't want to tell Nigerians that we're going to get rid of this insecurity as quickly as possible. And he just want to tell Nigerians that this is a reality and we have to walk away. I would say that the failure we have had, we're having in resolving this issue of banditry and kidnapping is intelligence. Intelligence within the security sector, intelligence within the communities, and not the striking force, because I know that the armed forces and the striking force of the police, they'll be able to handle this, but getting timely information about what is about to happen or what is going to happen is where our security sectors has actually failed. And this calls for serious worries. They really need to up their game, because Nigerians cannot continue in this situation. It's not something that can go off immediately, but it's something that collectively it can be resolved.
Mr. Agambo, before I let you go, 2023 elections is something that is quite on the minds of all Nigerians. And then we know that with this insecurity situation at hand, it might be difficult for us to conduct this 2023 election peacefully, free and fair. What are your concerns? What are your fears ahead of this time?
I don't have any fear about security for the 2023 election. I know that there are moves to ensure that it's as safe as it should be. In terms of security structures being put in place to provide absolute security, it's there, it's been working. And because the troubles of the election will not be that bothers those who are involved in kidnapping or less political kidnapping here and there. But like I said, until the kidnappers and the bandits find another lucrative job, which election insecurity or killings during election is not a lucrative job for them, so to say. I know that politicians are going to start arming their thugs, which I believe that the government and the political parties should be looking into, security agencies should be looking into. Just last week, the Inspector General of Police has come out with some of the programs that they will need to making sure that they provide security for 2023 election. The Nigerian Armed Forces are also working it out. The intelligence group, they also need to work out. But generally, it's the issue about insecurity during the election, pre-election or during the election. It's not something we should be worried about for now.
Absolutely.
But that of general insecurity is a problem.
All right, CEO Security Watch Africa, Patrick Agbambo, thank you so much for your insight. Thank you.
Thank you very much.